First, I can't believe it's 10 years. I mean, it's just like yesterday that he passed, and I'm also quite humbled and happy that his 10th year commemoration is celebrated in this manner of actually making sure that our banknotes speaks to his legacy, speaks to the legacy of South Africa, because from a quick high level site, I know that there's certain security features that I knew. There's also an expanded depiction of our big five. So I'm quite happy that and humbled by that fact. The legacy of Granddad means different things to different people. I found for some it speaks to their Ubuntu. For some it speaks to the conciliatory aspect of their life. For some it signifies generosity. So different people can extrapolate different things from his legacy that speaks to their soul. In 2023, I'm beginning to think that, not just to think, to believe that Granddad never meant for the Constitution to be cast in stone. He never meant it for it to not be interrogated. And I also believe that certainly leaders lead within a certain context. Our Constitution, parts of it, talk to the context of pre-democracy. Specifically, when it comes to our penal laws, I just think that we need to dig deep. You get prisoners like the bastards of this world, escaping from prison. You get the person that killed Uyinene, who was an offender, employed in a public institution, a post office. For me, that is problematic, and that speaks to why we need to now interrogate the Constitution. As you said, that it is a living document. It's supposed to be revised and interrogated from time and time again. Yes, it speaks to, it's the basis from which you can spring from and improve some of the aspects to speak to the context of today. I can say that people have become jaded, if I can say it like that, because the level of corruption is so unprecedented that even if you report something, you take it upon yourself as a good citizen to go and report crime. For instance, if you report cable theft, that my next door neighbor is stealing cable and therefore, contributing to the load shedding that you are viewed as impimpi. So also, it is the onus is upon us. That preamble is quite correct. We can't only relegate responsibility of making sure our country runs right to government and private institution, even us as individual. And the question that you may ask, like, what am I as an individual contributing towards making sure that our constitution is upheld? What am I doing in making sure that if there's a next door neighbor that it doesn't have and I have a surplus, I help that neighbor? So that it also pricks our conscience as individual to do what is right. Granddad was a social activist through and through. He, however, found his social activism is the one that brought him into politics, because he found an in through politics to be able to change the lives of many rather than the social setting of where he was. He was a social activist through and through, because human suffering, be it a neighbor, be it anyone, bothered him to the deepness of his soul. I would say this is our country. Let's fight for it. The generation of pre our democracy took to the streets. They made sure that the system changes. Imagine if that generation did not do that, would still be locked in apartheid. So I would say that we are a failed generation if we do not fight against corruption, rampant corruption, and what we see going wrong with our country. Let us rescue this country. It does not belong to a handful of politicians and the heads. It belongs to all of us, which is actually enshrined in our constitution, that South Africa belongs to all who live in it. So let us make that our pet peeve, that this, I will do my best to make sure that I claim this country as mine, because if our forebears did not do that, we'll still be locked in apartheid. But they made sure that they dismantled a more than century old a repressive regime. What is actually sixawe yini, honestly, to put it in plain Zulu, sixawe yini, to do a system, because we've been in democracy now for 25 years. Sixawe yini ngempela ukuthi we cannot dismantle corruption. Yes, I know we're tired, but this is our country.